Hi there, welcome to UTV Guna and our show, The Big Man Breakdown with Nathan. Yes, bro. How are you?
How are you, man?
Oh, still suffering, bro. Still suffering. It's been a terrible week for us.
Arsenal fan, yeah. Terrible, yeah. Terrible couple months, man. Apart from those little wins against Man United and Chelsea, where they were big wins, we've been poor, man.
Yeah, so looking back at the Tottenham game, really disappointing. Alright, you could say some decisions cost us. The penalty on another day could not be given. The red card as well, you could say, is a little bit harsh. That first tackle, holding, the referee could have been a bit more lenient, and then holding might have not got that second yellow card. But these things went against us. But in general, Tottenham were playing really well. Really
Tottenham played better than us. Like simply, there's not really, like, we can always nitpick on every game. There could have been like, oh, if this went that way, if that. But you look at the game itself, and it's like, what did we do? And do you know what I mean? We didn't show up. It wasn't even like we brought heart, passion and desire in that game. Well, none of those things. So, and coming off the back of the Chelsea, Man United and West Ham, yeah, you would have thought that, wait a minute, we could really close up this, we done and dusted, let's just beat Tottenham. For the sake of any game, even if it doesn't mean nothing, you want to beat Tottenham. But they didn't even show up. It wasn't even like in previous games, it's gone Tottenham's way, it's gone Arsenal way, but they were really a good game where we was in it, and it was just disappointing that we didn't get the win. But it was embarrassing, man. Like, and you could take that as a blip. You could use the Tottenham game and say, do you know what? It is what it is. Let's bounce back now. It's still in our hands. We know we've got 2 games left. The 2 cup finals, really, to us, that's what they should feel like. Yeah. We should have taken it to the Everton game, to the Newcastle game, and then Everton, it's embarrassing, man. No matter what we do against Everton tomorrow, we could beat Everton 8-0. It still doesn't mean nothing because it's too little, too late.
Okay, what did you think of the decisions of the Tottenham game, though? The penalty, as a penalty?
Well, obviously it showed against when Spurs got it in the Burnley game. There's always going to be little things where we could say, do I think it was a penalty? Honestly, it don't really matter, because if that was a decider between it being 2-2 and then they got it, but we wasn't in the game, so we can't really go over all the little intricate things that maybe could have changed the game for us, because holdings was self-inflicted. It weren't like to say Holding did a rash tackle and it ruined the game, or was that really a sending off? There was other challenges that he could have. I get what he was trying to do, but you've then got into a gunfight and you've come with nothing, bro. Like, and it's like, especially with the holding stuff. Yes, going down to 10 men doesn't help us, but even with 11, I still don't feel that we was doing anything. We didn't show up for the game. I don't feel these players understand. The English ones do, and I just don't feel they understand how big of a game. Like, you grew up watching the Tottenham Arsenal games, and you could have had the worst team out there, but they would still show heart and desire because it's that big of a fixture. We didn't show that, so any little decisions, I'm not really bothered about.
Okay, tactic-wise, we knew that getting a draw there would have been a good result for us.
100%.
Do you think we went about it the right way? Do you think we could be a bit more defensive when we played 5 at the back?
I just think against Tottenham, it's one of those games where we don't show Tottenham any respect anyway. So I think if it was like a Man United, a Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, but I think when you go against Tottenham, it's embarrassing us, just ego-wise. Yeah, maybe he should have changed his tactics. Maybe you could have done 5 at the back, but I also think sitting back against Tottenham's not a good idea either. But we didn't go at, like, that's the annoying thing. We didn't go at Tottenham either. And also, you got to remember, it's Tottenham's ground. So I think tactically, he probably could have been a bit.
Because with Tottenham, they're a very good counter-attacking team. So if we sat back and made it harder for them, it suits them. But
in hindsight, if we had went forward and attacked, and we'd have scored and we'd have beat them, we could have said, oh shit, that was the way to go. I just feel that the Tottenham game, we could have written that off as a one-off. it's the Newcastle game that hurt the most, because Tottenham game, you can look, we had a blip, let's bounce back. But you don't class Newcastle as a top team, so yeah, it was embarrassing.
Okay, so let's talk about that Newcastle game now. So we knew it was a must-win, the pressure was on. Tottenham had won their game against Burnley. We just didn't turn up. I was speaking to you earlier about this, and you were saying we really struggled with Newcastle's tactics.
We struggled with. Here's the thing: Newcastle, we all talk about Arteta being this great tactician. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a tactician. He's really looks at things and it's like, but wait a minute. Newcastle's home form has been good anyway. Yeah. You knew what Newcastle were going to bring, and all they've done was they brought a press. A lot of teams know that if you hurry Arsenal, you can't give Arsenal time on the ball. You can't give any top team time on the ball. So they're going to close us down and press. We know that. So why wasn't the team prepped for that? Yeah. And furthermore, yeah, do we have the players? Yeah. Yes, we do. What are you telling me? Xhaka can't pass for a press. Like, that's just telling. The way that Newcastle set up on us showed us that we need to hit this transfer window and get players that can turn. Partey is good at that, turning, breaking through the middle and getting the ball off. Yeah, but Xhaka can do that. Your technical ability should be able to pass through that press, turn on the ball, pass through that press, let them close us down, take it past the man. Opens up all windows. We couldn't even do that, man. It was embarrassing. Honestly, against Newcastle, don't get me wrong, they've done really, don't take no discredit from Newcastle. They've done really well. They did what they were meant to do. They got the results from it. But we got the sort of players that Smith Rowe, missing. He's a man that could definitely turn on the ball, take it past the player, opens up all the windows. But we didn't do that. So yeah, it's embarrassing.
Okay, so Granit Xhaka's comments after the game, what were your thoughts of him?
Do you know what? I get it. I always say sometimes, this is why he's not captain as well. Because you can't come after the game. Well, you can do what you want, but come after the game and then rant like that, like you wasn't on the pitch. Wait a minute, bro. You was playing, like, and you didn't help out. You had a poor game as well. That was the perfect game. In the midfield, we have two solid central midfielders. They take the game. They take the ball and they take it to Newcastle. They break through those lines. They work together and they take the game to Newcastle. El Neni, I'm not angry about, because the reason why, El Neni is a fill-in man. Yeah, he's played well over the last few games, but that's what he's there for. His job is to fill in. Come in, play 2-3 games, then get the player back. But that just shows how weak our squad is, man. Like, I'm not angry at El Neni, but Xhaka, don't come afterwards and start talking all of that. Whether you're right or wrong, yeah, because you was in the game and you done fuck all in the game, and that's the embarrassing thing. And even for me personally as well, I felt sorry for Gabriel in the game, because he was the one making last year's challenges. He was the one getting in there, and he was screaming and shouting. But also, next season, I want to see Ramsdale come back. Let's not forget that Ramsdale he looks shaky, and he made some great saves. I think one from Joe Linton, one from Wilson. But at the same time, you used to command that back four. He used to be the voice behind that back four, keeping them in position. I feel that he's lost way a bit with that, and this is probably the biggest game he's ever been in, because he's been in relegation scraps, and this was like a cup final to him for top 4, and he bottled it. So, and also one more thing I'd like to say as well, Saka has been piss poor, yeah, for large parts of this season. Forget how great he's been in certain games. Forget those 2 penalties he just scored, because he was shit in both of those games as well. The standard that Saka's set this season, for me personally, he's been poor. And that's because of the standard he's set. Forget about other players, because we can go through other players and whatever not, yeah. But for me personally, there's a few times where I would have dropped Saka and brought in the other players and got a bit of healthy competition. That's the one thing we don't have at Arsenal. it's healthy competition. But they're saying that we've got Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka and Pepe, yeah? Really all four of them should be competing for a spot. But even if they have 2, 3, 4 bad games, they're still in the side. So yeah, I just feel personally against Newcastle, those are the games where you've got to dig deep. Like Tottenham done against Burnley. Whether it was a penalty or not, they dug deep and they got that 1-0 win. That's what you do against Newcastle. And I don't feel we set up right. I'm not blaming Arteta, but at the same time, this is what I said to you, top 4 for us, because we're bottle jobs, yeah. We've now cleaned up the squad, we need to have a thicker squad where there's competition. We've done the right thing in getting rid of a lot of the rock, but we also now need to have the players in there. So if this player ain't playing well, Man City, obviously it's a model for us to follow, but it's a lot different for them, because the player ain't playing well, you know you ain't playing the next game. Foden, you've got to play, this is what I mean for Saka. You've got to play to the top of your ability every single game, every touch, everything. Pep demands excellent off you. And Arteta knows that standard. So the same thing with Saka, demand it off him as well. So I just think that was poor as well, man.
Alright, so I know it's highly unlikely, but do you have any hope that Norwich can beat Tottenham?
No. But do you know what the thing is? Here's my thing. Whether Norwich can get a draw against Tottenham or get a win against Tottenham, we still got to beat Everton, yeah? And at the moment, it's shocking. And you know what the thing is? We probably will batter Everton for the only reason why the pressure's off. I want to see us perform well under pressure. And that's the difference. When we played Man United and Chelsea and we beat them, there weren't no pressure on us, because as far as we're concerned, it was out of our range. We got ourselves back into it. But I need to see a good performance against Everton. But the main thing I want to see, I don't even care about that. If anyone wants my ticket, you can have it, yeah? What I want to see is the summer transfer window, early signings. I want to see those players integrated into the team early. I don't want to hear no halfway or the last day, we're still trying to get this player. Oh, we offered 70 million, but the club wanted 90. I don't want to hear all of that crap, because that's just Arsenal false hope. I want us to get early transfers in, integrate them into the squad, get all the signings out halfway through the transfer window. I want us to be nearly complete, and then we're just looking for little quality ones that we can pick off in the last days.
Okay, I've not seen you for a couple of weeks, so in that time Mikel Arteta was given a contract extension. What were your thoughts on that?
I said to you before, judge him end of the season. Why are we giving a man a contract extension? Don't get me wrong, I think Arteta has done a good job, and in certain stances, for finishing 8th last season to 5th this season, and I think he might have overachieved with the squad he has, to be fair. So I'm not mad against giving him a contract. I want to review Edu's position after this transfer window, because as far as I'm concerned, if the right players ain't brought in, you're meant to be the big Brazilian scout, like, yeah, and it's not as if we're getting a massive influx of great Brazilians coming through. Obviously we're linked with a through, but it's not that we're getting a big influx. And I just think, you know what, if he's not cutting it, bring someone else in. Simple as that.
Alright, cool. So let's finish with some score predictions for the weekend, last weekend of the season. First, our game against Everton.
We'll win that 3-1.
Okay, Norwich, Tottenham.
4-0 maybe? 4-5-0? No, to Tottenham. They'll beat them like 4-5-0. Kane probably get a hat-trick on their last day.
Oh, man. Maybe.
Wait, are you living in hope?
Some miracle could happen.
Listen.
Do you remember this one, though?
No,
Do you remember this one back in 2005-06, our last season of Highbury? And Tottenham had to beat West Ham final game of the season to get top 4. They only got a draw. They ate some dodgy lasagna or something, and half their team was out. So maybe Son and
like
Kane will get sick, or maybe they'll have an injury in training.
The fact that we have to beat Everton. That's always the thing.
But the good thing as well is that Everton yesterday won, so the pressure's off them now. They're not fighting relegation. So yeah, look, I know it's very difficult, but maybe miracle. Sports upsets happen.
Deluded Arsenal fans.
Look, I know it's super unlikely, but as I said, you just never know. There's 1% chance, maybe.
There's hope. There is hope. You know what I mean? But we're talking about Norwich here. But yeah.
But another one as well is the title race. So everyone's seen it as a foregone conclusion that Man City are going to beat
Not necessarily. Yeah.
What's your prediction?
Aston Villa could have a great game. They've got the players to have a great game. If all those players are in sync and they do well, but Pep ain't messing up, man. He knows already. If they were in the Champions League still, like there was a Champions League final to come, I could say, but Pep's playing a full blown out squad, and Liverpool just the other day scraped through a win, and they didn't really play a full team. So I think it's Man City's, and do you know what? Well done to Man City, man. Well done to the both of them, man. You got to remember, we're in an era now where we're witnessing to like where we had the Arsenal unbeatable team and had the Man United team, the treble team. You're now seeing that with the Liverpool and Man City, but they're both playing at the same time. Like, yeah, they're both on there, and this is great football for us, man. So well done to the both of them. That's a lot for me to say as an Arsenal fan, but we're so far off the pace. Watching them is great football to watch, man, from a football fan's perspective. So yeah, but I do think it's Man City's to win, and I think Liverpool will beat Real Madrid as well.
Okay, no, one thing, when I was seeing the Liverpool team selection against Southampton, they made 9 changes. That shows you how strong their squad is. They still won the game.
It was a tight game for them, but they still done the
Yeah, for us to try and make 9 changes, that would severely weaken us, you know.
Oh, we ain't got 9 changes because we haven't got 9 changes to make. You're talking about Hutchin and all players like that coming here, bring us under 23s. We ain't got teams like that to make it up, and they did it and still had the quality. So yeah.
As you said, it's a big summer transfer window. We really need to invest heavily, strengthen the team and strengthen the squad.
It needs to be done early.
Let's hope we do. So that's all from us. Thanks.
Wicked, man.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share.